Got that audio squatting.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Gettin Cheezy with Van and Jeezy. I am Van.
And I'm Jeezy.
Do we have any, personal side note things to discuss before we get into it?
I made a lovely brunch this past weekend.
Oh, look at you.
I made French toast for the first time in 15 years.
Dang, yo. It's not, hard, but still, good work.
Yeah, it was good. And I made fruit and yogurt parfaits.
Mmm.
In teacups, so that was fancy.
That's fancy as fuck. You should do stand-up.
Well, what's being fancy have to do with stand-up?
Are those lyrics trademarked or copyrighted? It's fine.
Sidebar here. There was another episode.
Hold on. This entire show is one giant sidebar.
Well, and also this intro was a sidebar on our usual sidebarring. Hey, bro, heard you like sidebarring, so I put a sidebar on your sidebar. You remember when I said a couple weeks ago, ooh, she naked, during the introduction?
Did the FCC come at you and say, hey, man, stop that?
No, but you responded, who's naked?
Yeah, it's funny.
In, full-on dad?
Yeah.
I've now started entering rooms saying, who's naked?
I'm an influencer. Week 14 NFL action. You ready for the scores?
You know I am.
Before the scores, we can't get out of this rut. We're tied again, tied still, 52-25 and 1. But then again, we also been picking basically the same teams for everything. So I don't know if we're just too smart for this game.
What?
Or what.
Well, the week of Thanksgiving, we picked almost none of the same games.
Yeah. I think we're just too smart for this game. So.
Might be true.
Week 14. Packers over the Redskins, 20-15. Bears, 31, Cowboys, 24. Dak Prescott, 6-9 on the road since 2018. Vikings, 20, Lions, 7. Broncos, 38, Texans, 24. Broncos, first time they've scored more than 25 points all season.
Ass whooping.
I don't know. That's only 14 points. It's only 2 scores.
Yeah, but the Texans lost to the Broncos.
Yeah. Ravens 24, Bills 17, with the Ravens clinching a playoff berth with that win.
That was a good game, too.
Browns 27, Bengals 19.
There you go, Browns.
First time since 2001, 2002, that the Browns have recorded 6 wins in 2 seasons.
Wow. Look, the Browns are technically still in the hunt.
I'm telling you, Brown clowns, don't let me down. This is a good one, too. 49ers 48, Saints 46.
That shit was out of control.
With Robbie Gould hitting that game winner as time expired, I expected more of a defensive struggle with that game, but nope.
Nope, defense was not to be heard of.
Falcons 40, Panthers 20.
Ass whooping.
That is an ass whooping. People here are not happy. They're not loving it. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. They're not loving it.
Not to jump too far ahead, but sorry about it, Ron Rivera.
Jets 22, Dolphins 21.
There you go, Jets.
On another time expiring field goal. Buccaneers 38, Colts 35. This is crazy. Tampa Bay 3 straight wins in a single season for the first time since 2016.
Well, Buccaneers, you are officially eliminated from playoff contention, so too bad, so sad.
Sorry, buddy. Chargers 45, Jags 10.
Ass whooping.
Steelers 23, Cardinals 17.
Okay.
They're coming back out of nowhere.
If everything ended today, they would be the wild card in the AFC.
Isn't that crazy with how they started the season?
They're 8-5 right now.
Damn. Yeah, okay, that's odd. Titans, I guess they're there too. 8-5. They beat the Raiders 42-21.
Ass whooping.
Chiefs 23, Patriots 16. Love it.
The Patriots looked horrible the whole game.
I know. Tom Brady is probably he's on the decline. It's bad.
I don't know what's wrong with that team, but it was not good. Speaking of Tom Brady, did you see his scramble on 4th down?
You call that a scramble?
Well, he got a first down. It was 15 yards or something.
Yeah. Yep. I probably could have run him on that one.
Well, they do a full sellout man-to-man coverage because they know old man Brady is not coming out the backyard.
JK LOL smiley face.
Except this time he was strolling down the field.
First Patriots home loss since Week 4, 2017. That's impressive.
That is impressive.
Another team that oh wait, when did you guys start being okay? The Rams, 28 over the Seahawks, 12.
That was a crazy game. But not that crazy, just that they whooped on them so much.
in a matchup in the worst division in football, the NFC East. The Eagles beat the Giants 23-17.
Yep, they did.
We're not like 100% there yet, but next week we should probably start talking about the playoff picture for real. I'm not 100% there right now, though, in my mind.
Yeah, well, let's just mention 3 teams have clinched a playoff berth.
Let's see.
Do you know who
Ravens? Ravens?
Yes.
The Saints have already locked up the NFC South.
Yep, they've got it. They've not only clinched, but also have the division title. Another team, AFC, has clinched their division.
Already?
Yep, AFC team.
The Chiefs.
The Chiefs. Everything else, still up for debate.
Good for you. Golf clap.
I'm hoping we're going to clinch a first-round bye here. I don't want to jinx it.
We can clinch a playoff berth this weekend if we win and if the Rams lose. Let me check to see who the Rams are playing. So the Rams play the Cowboys this week. So it's possible if they lose, they could lose. Possible. Then we would end up, and we win, we would end up with a playoff berth at a minimum. So that's cool.
Yeah, there we go. Well, anyway, I want to jump into the highlights. We already talked about a couple of them, but one that I really want to talk about, one that is huge to me.
You know what's funny to me real quick, though, is that the Brady thing we just talked about, they label it as Brady gallops, but Pats fall short. That's basically what it was. It looked like an old man trying to run.
I don't know if you got to see the end of that 49ers Saints game, but Jimmy Garoppolo drops back on a 4th down, throws a pass to George Kittle. George Kittle sheds a defender and then carries like 3 dudes, one guy hanging on by his face mask, for a bunch of yards until he gets into field goal range, and because the guy was hanging on to his face mask, gets an additional 15 yards.
George Kittle doesn't make sense.
That dude went straight beast mode. He looked like he turned green and just Hulk smashed on these guys. These are professional NFL defensive backs, and he was just playing with them. He
just doesn't make sense how good he is.
It was disgusting. And he's such a good tight end. And the other thing that maybe makes him the best in the league is his blocking. Like he's just as good as anybody else for receiving and making big plays, but his blocking makes a big difference. One other one that I want to talk about is Deshaun Watson and his loss this week to the Broncos. He did, however, go for the end zone and jump in the air ridiculously high, take some hits. I don't want to see him doing that anymore because, honestly, he's just a great talent. I want to see him in the NFL for a while. But if you haven't seen it, he gets airborne, and he goes for it.
He gets airborne.
And one other one for a team that no longer matters and barely is relevant. Matt Ryan threw a 93-yard touchdown.
Yeah, it doesn't matter, but good for him, I guess.
He threw it also to Zacchaeus, who got his first catch, and it was that 93-yard touchdown. Welcome to the NFL.
Atta pepper. Atta pepper.
There you go. You
just reminded me of the Texans. One of my favorite traditions in all the NFL right now is after every touchdown catch, DeAndre Hopkins makes sure to find his mom and give her the ball.
Oh, that's really nice.
We've talked about him in the past and her struggles and everything. So, quickly, Ron Rivera fired from the Panthers head coach.
What's going on in North Carolina? Are people loving that or no?
People are like, yeah. Actually, people's reactions are, well, Cam better go too. They want Cam gone. They wanted Rivera gone. Some people were like, I don't know why we got rid of him mid-season. And the GM, Tepper, right? David Tepper. He said something along the lines of like, listen, I wouldn't want to drag it out for him. I wouldn't want to be interviewing candidates for him to not know about it. I want him to be able to go find another job and start interviewing now. So I have heard rumors. When I say heard rumors, I mean, I've been looking around on Facebook. I've heard that the Panthers may be interested in former Packer head coach Mike McCarthy.
What?
Yeah.
Why would they do that?
Well, McCarthy was never a bad coach, just not good for us anymore.
It's not you. It's me.
That's true. Yeah.
I wish Mike well. I hope he does. And if that's where he wants to be, I hope he ends up there.
I know he wanted to be in Cleveland. He talked about that, but yeah, I think he'd do well in Carolina. That'd be fine. What's funny is this article here at the end of it says, still though, McCarthy's name actually holds some weight.
I agree.
Other news, Chiefs almost had to forfeit their game against the Patriots because the equipment got sent to New Jersey instead of Boston.
I thought this was really funny. So it was really close to being forfeited, and everything ended up working out. They got the game equipment in time. But this quote from the TotalSports.com article ends with, "There is no suspicion of foul play involving the Patriots or the NFL."
I saw some pretty good memes of like Belichick, like, what do you mean? What do you mean it finally got delivered to the right place? Or no, I'm sorry. It was a meme of like live look in at the delivery driver, and it was a picture of Bill Belichick's face with the shitty mustache on it.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like a scandal that the Patriots had set up.
It seems like one of the biggest fuck ups. Like, how does that even happen? Okay. The question is though, and we don't know whether it was someone on the Chiefs sent to the wrong place. It was a container containing shoulder pads, helmets, footballs. It was mistakenly sent to Newark, New Jersey. It was not unloaded on Saturday. 35 players worth of stuff on there.
Yeah, it just says it was mistakenly sent.
Yeah, it says Kansas City was responsible, not the Patriots or the league. The Chiefs did not take the equipment off the plane. So I guess it maybe got stuck on the plane and then the plane went somewhere else.
Could be anything.
There's that. But like you said, the last line of that said, there is no suspicion of foul play involving the Patriots or the NFL. Well, speaking of Patriots foul play.
What could they have done now?
This is videotaping part 2 Electric Boogaloo.
Part 2.
New England Patriots video focuses on Bengals sideline for 8 minutes. Apparently, the Patriots taped the Cincinnati Bengals. Okay, first off, if you have to tape the Bengals sideline for like calls and substitutions, whatever, come on.
I mean, the Patriots offense is really struggling. They ran a flea flicker in the first quarter.
Well, it's still the Bengals. Why you gotta try and cheat against the Bengals?
The Bengals have what, 1 win?
Yes, they're 1-12. So this article from Clutch Point says the Patriots representative who was filming was seated directly in front of a Bengals rep, and the Patriots did admit that they inappropriately filmed the field from the press box, but they're insisting that the violation was unintentional and there is no malicious purpose behind it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, again, remember, back in 2007, the Patriots got in trouble for videotaping the Jets and their signals and stuff during a regular season game. So, it just seems like we can't go a year without the Patriots having some kind of scandal. I don't know why they can't just stop. Just stop.
It always reminds you of that meme of Robert Kraft you did with the 2 panels.
Oh, the Drake meme?
The Drake meme. Where it goes, Robert Kraft is like, untarnished dynasty, top frame. And he's saying,
like,
no. And then it says, new scandal every year. And he's like, Robert Kraft is like, yes, definitely.
Oh, my gosh. Coworker Dan did say something along the lines of it was debunked by like, oh, there was a documentary or something being filmed, but I don't believe that because the article that I just mentioned about inappropriate filming, I found that shit about 2 minutes before we got on the call. So
yeah.
I mean, fucking Bill cheat and the New England Cheatriots.
Well, I'm done with the Cheatriots, and now I'm cheesing my way back to you, Van.
Yep.
With the burning cheese inside. It's the Packer section.
Some good news here. Former guard Josh Sitton, who played with the Packers 08 to 2015, will retire as a Green Bay Packer.
He's not playing anywhere this year, right? It says he played with the Miami Dolphins in 2018.
I didn't know he went to the Dolphins. I know he went to the Bears.
It says he played with the Bears 16-17 and then the Dolphins 18.
He had a great time in Green Bay. Started the most from 2009 to 2015. Started the most games by Packers offensive lineman with 110. He started 112 out of the 120 run regular season games that he was available for, and all 13 postseason games. 135th overall out of University of Central Florida. Named to the Pro Bowl 3 times. Second team All-Pro 3 times, and the first Green Bay guard to be named to the Pro Bowl in back-to-back seasons since Marco Rivera in 2002 to 2004. 2010, Offensive Lineman of the Year by the NFL Alumni Association. Pro Bowl alternate in 2010, 2011, 2013, which if you're Mitch Trubisky, that means that you made the Pro Bowl. On that Super Bowl 45 team.
I was just going to say that.
Yeah. Help protect Rodgers the times that Rodgers won the MVP. Yeah, I always really enjoyed him as a Packer. I thought he was one of the best guards in the league. And like we mentioned, he went to the Bears after that for a couple of years, starting 26 of 27 games. And like you mentioned, the Dolphins.
He had a big fall off there. Bears and then the Dolphins.
Yeah. That's one of those things where it's like, maybe you should have just been done, you know?
Yeah, you never know. You love the game. You like the money. Whatever.
That's how you get into situations, though, like Brett Favre going to the Jets. That Jets year was weird. And the Vikings.
It was.
And even like Reggie White, dude, he retired and then came back and played with the Panthers for a year.
Yeah. Josh Sitton, I dig it, man. I'm glad to have you back. I remember Josh Sitton. He was a tough player, battled through, and obviously we were a heavy passing team when we won the whole thing in Super Bowl 45. Awesome. Welcome home.
Definite Packers Hall of Famer.
Agreed. Without hesitation.
So back to this week. Some more great news. As we mentioned, the Packers beat the Redskins 20-15.
Yeah, that game was weird. We never dominated them. Yeah. But I never felt like we were really at risk of losing it either.
Right. So, with that win, Matt LaFleur becomes the first Packers head coach in his first season as head coach to get 10 wins in Green Bay. First time Packers head coach, 10 wins.
Congratulations.
I think he's going to get to 13 wins, but that's just me.
I mean, if we can beat the Vikings, then shit, why not 13?
That's what I'm saying. A couple things I want to highlight this week. We say it every week, but the Smiths, right?
They were good. So good. They were great.
They were excellent.
To be fair, Haskins had that banged up ankle or whatever. They had his feet all taped up. The dude was limping around.
It was rough. Like every time he handed out the ball, he did like a little hop.
And we still couldn't stop the run, though. Even though it was basically like 99.9% sure that he was going to hand it off, we could not stop the run.
Yeah, and Dwayne Haskins also is the most sacked quarterback in the league right now, like by a lot, not even close. But, I still thought our defense, for the most part, played pretty good in the first quarter. We held them to 12 yards in the first quarter.
It was a good start.
I thought Kenny Clark played really well on the interior defensive line.
He had a great game, I thought. He stood out because a lot of times the Smiths take all the accolades, the limelight, but Kenny Clark had a great game this week.
I thought so too. I noticed that Zadarius Smith gets hurt a lot in the middle of the game, but always comes back.
Well, QB1 was mentioning something related to this.
Yeah, he gets hurt like once a game. Oh, you're saying on Facebook? Yeah. He gets hurt like once a game and has to go out and then comes back in. It happened again this game. So now it's become like noticeable to me.
Maybe he's actually getting hurt every game.
It's probably just an ouchie.
Yeah. I mean, those stingers hurt bad.
Stingers are a motherfucker, dude. I had a stinger in high school. That stays with you for days.
It hurts really, really bad.
It does exactly what it says it's going to do. It stings really bad.
Patrick Mahomes had a stinger during the first quarter of that game. I think it was the first quarter. He did not look comfy.
It's not comfy. Last thing I'll say about our defense, for the most part here. Like you mentioned, the big runs, a couple big passes we gave up. To me now, it's coaching. I'm convinced that it is coaching putting us in bad positions versus lack of talent or lack of effort by the players.
I mean, what happened? I feel like in the first week, maybe 2 weeks, we were calling this.
Yeah, top 10 defense for sure, right?
I mean, I was nearly willing to say this was the best defense we've had that I could remember.
Yeah,
but no, does not seem to be the case. But what happened? What was the deal? Was it just the Bears were that inept in that first game? Teams are just that rusty?
I don't know, dude. It could have been. We don't really have a whole lot of injuries to speak up on the defensive side either. It's not like we're decimated or anything. I don't know. I don't know.
Look, I like Mike Pettin, but we got to see something happen here. I feel like we've got a lot of talent just to continue to get gouged every week.
Yeah, well, it's like I mentioned last week. Or is that just our identity now? Is that just who we are? We're going to get gouged over the middle and then just hold tight in the red zone. That could just be who we are.
I mean, that's how we won the Super Bowl at Super Bowl 45.
Yep.
The old bend, don't break.
Moving on from shitting on the defense.
The defense was good, though, overall.
For the most part. I saw... You mention it all the time, but I finally really acknowledged it. Rodgers missed a couple of easy passes, and he's been holding onto the ball a little too long.
He's been holding onto the ball way too long.
So he definitely missed in the first quarter. He threw the ball behind Jay Sternberger, which would have been an easy touchdodown in the first quarter. Like on the first drive, I think. Overthrew Jimmy Graham in the second quarter, like by far. Another would have been an easy touchdown. Yeah, but he's just, it seems like he is holding the ball, scrambling versus taking like a check down. You know, he doesn't want to take check downs. He's just looking for a big knockout punch. I don't get it.
I don't get it either. He came out and he said, look, I've had all the statistical years. I've had some great years. I just want to win. And I don't know why we can't just get him to make some of these smart, quick check down throws.
Okay. My understanding too is that it's also a tempo thing, right? Like if you think about the good offenses we've had, I remember the good offenses we've had taking 7, 10, 12, 6 yards at a time, right? Quick passes, getting the ball out of the pocket fast, slants, like out routes, just really fast routes. And once you get into that rhythm is when you start wearing somebody down. And we haven't been doing that all year. It has been all year since I've seen, that up-tempo, short pass, dink and dunk your way down the field to win. I don't know.
I'd like to see more of it because I think when you have that, those kind of plays are also good to mix in the run. You keep them guessing because you run. I mean, the run is run out of a lot of these same formations where you have people just slanting. They're on the end of the line. You don't need as many people set out wide to run those types of routes. I like that view. I mean, that's what the Rams do. They have that kind of tighter package where they can run or pass and do everything out of that same scheme.
I think I just want to see more up-tempo is what I want to see.
Yeah, I agree.
Just in a nutshell. I think everything else will fall in line. The offense did do a really good job towards the end of the game just chewing up the clock, though.
That this year, I feel like we have been hogging the ball.
Yeah. It's been good.
Our drives, although we're not scoring every time, our drives take a good chunk of the game.
That's what happens when you have a run game. You don't have to pass the ball every single down. Speaking of run game, how good was Aaron Jones this game? Oh, my word.
So good. He's on my fantasy team.
Dude, 134 yards on 16 rushes for an average of 8.38 yards per attempt.
Ridiculous.
And a touchdown. And then he caught 6 passes for 58 yards with a 9.67 yards per reception.
He's got great hands. He can make some tough catches.
He said that was a focus of his in the offseason was to really hone in his receiving skills. And I think he's the second leading receiver on the team. I might be wrong, but he's up there in terms of like receiving yards on the team. I mean, he almost had 200 total yards of offense. And towards the end of the game, I remember the announcer saying that Aaron Jones himself had more yards than the entire Washington team.
Yeah, he was crushing the Redskins. It was awesome. It was good to see, and it was good to see a big win at Lambeau. I mean, an expected win, but a good win.
Yeah, so I saw the tight ends got really involved this game, and especially early. It was nice. Like Jimmy Graham had a big catch to start the game. Robert Tonyan had a touchdown catch.
He walks out of the back of the end zone after the catch, and he looks both ways like he's crossing traffic before getting into the crowd for the Lambeau Leap.
I saw that too. I noticed that too.
I was like, "There's no cars. There's no cars.
You're fine. Just go ahead, little buddy.
Come on, buddy. Go ahead."
But yeah, lots of like really good blocking by the tight ends this game too. I thought they had a really good game. But the best game, honestly, the best overall performance to me of this entire game was our special teams unit.
What? Are you serious?
Yes, dude. Crosby drilling stuff like he always is. J.K. Scott has some good punts.
He did.
Zero penalties.
We had 0 special teams penalties?
0 special team penalties. And we brought this kid in off the street. After last week I mentioned we cut Tremon Smith. We picked up Tyler Irvin off the street. I forget where he came from.
Was he like a 4th grader?
Could have been. Swervin' Irvin. He, on his first punt return as a Packer, had the longest of the season for us. It was 10 yards. Previously, the previous long punt return as for the Packers was 3 yards. The next punt, he gets 12 yards. The next punt, he gets 18 yards. And I was like, holy fuck. We're on to something here, boys.
Tyler Irvin. There's a name.
I mean,
that's the guy.
40 yards on 3 returns? Come on. I was stoked. That's probably more than we've had all year by a lot.
I mean, if the previous long was 3 yards,
I think going into this game we had like 1 net yard of punt returning. So I was stoked. I was loving it. Still loving it.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. You're loving it.
A couple small things. I noticed a lot of players slipping again at Lambeau, just slipping, falling.
I've seen that across the league though.
I don't know if they're not like wearing the right length cleats.
This week was the My Cleats, My Cause. They had all those different painted cleats.
Yes, that's right. But like you can change the spike length on them. I don't know if they didn't have the right length spikes on them or what, but because Lambeau Field is meticulously maintained, you know, it's not like Soldier Field's piece of shit.
Soldier Field is super nice.
It's a piece of shit.
Have you been to Soldier Field?
No, not on the inside. I don't want to.
What the fuck?
I don't understand early timeouts in a game. We took a timeout with like 10 minutes left in the first quarter, and I was like, why? Just run whatever fucking play you have. That one timeout is so much more valuable than the 5-yard penalty you're going to take for delay of game right now.
Yeah, I don't mind it in the first half, but I know what you're saying. That was not
just wasting timeouts.
Yeah, that's been a little bit of a problem.
Last thing I have. Geronimo Allison continues to disappoint me.
Oh, really?
Dude, he had that like long reception towards the end of the game that got knocked out. Ended up not being a fumble.
Yeah, because his knee was down.
His knee was down. But like Geronimo Allison caught it and then coughs it up, and I'm like, you got to be kidding me! Like that. The only reason why it wasn't a fumble was because his knee was down. But like hand placement wise, like holding on to the ball security wise, it was a total fumble. He has let me down all year. I'm not a fan.
Well, I wouldn't say I'm not a fan of Geronimo Allison. I'm just surprised that he's not continued to grow over time. That's my real problem with Geronimo Allison. Like, this is how he looked when he came in, but he was big, he was strong, he had some impressive catches, and now it's just like he's being very timid. It seems like his hands have gotten worse. I'm not sure what to think of him going forward.
I'm not sure either, but like I think about it too. Allen Lazard was pretty silent during this game. I can't think of a receiver. Like Devontae had a couple catches, but past that, I mean, Jimmy Graham had a couple catches. Who really caught the ball? I mean, we only had 200 yards, I think, of passing. So, I don't know. I don't know.
Whoa. Well, I guess I know what that is, though. It's the gossip section.
So, we've talked about how bad Booger McFarland is as a announcer on Monday nights.
Yeah, he's horrible. He's the worst.
Yeah.
More games are lost in this league than won.
That's right. He's bad, and Joe Tessitore.
Yeah,
he's bad too. During the game against between the Vikings and the Seahawks, I guess last Monday, he continued to refer to DK Metcalf as Decaf Metcalf.
Oh, I saw some of the memes. DK Metcalf, who, if you don't know, is an utter specimen of a human being. The dude is enormous and jacked beyond belief. And I saw some memes where he was edited onto the cover or the label for Folgers.
Did you see the one right above that where it's DK Metcalf in the weight room looking fucking enormous? And it says DK Metcalf versus Decaf Metcalf. And Decaf Metcalf is a small child in a Superman outfit, a Superman costume.
Yeah, I saw that.
So funny to me. Oh my gosh. So anyways, that's neat. That was funny to me. One more here. I'm gonna end with my favorite one, but this one is from DailyWire.com. It's titled "Burn: Wide receiver who worked out with Colin Kaepernick lands NFL job." That's a giant wah, wah.
Signed to the Redskins.
Jordan Veazey had some interest from the Browns, but signed with the Redskins on their practice squad this past Wednesday. He caught a 50-yard pass from Kaepernick, which was described as one of the quarterback's best throws during the workout.
Well, good for him. Good for Jordan Veazey to seize that opportunity. That's all I got to say about that.
He says that the workout helped. He said, that's one of the reasons why I wanted to be a part of it. Just being a part of the history of it, and I knew it was going to help me. He said he was going to be in Gadsden, I guess it's the city, running routes anyways. Might as well run him in front of some scouts.
There you go. That's a good heads-up play by old Veazey there.
That's definitely a whack-whack for Kaepernick.
Yeah. Well, at least it helped somebody.
Yes. Now my favorite gossip article. And I'm just going to read the headline here from CBS Sports and make of it what you will. This is a true story. Bengals fan living on roof of restaurant finally rejoins society after team's first win.
This is an incredible story, and there are two facts, count them, two, that I want to cover. First off, on his hiatus from society, he had Thanksgiving dinner up on the roof of his business. Hold on, one more.
Okay.
And the second thing is that he does not hold the record for longest rooftop banishment for a Bengals fan. It belongs to Wildman Walker.
Dennis Wildman Walker.
When he stayed up there for a few days longer.
In 1991, he lived on a billboard for 61 days.
So ridiculous.
So Jeff Lanham is this guy. He lived on a roof for 57 days. And it's a tent, dude. If you look at this video here, it's a fucking tent with a recliner in it.
He had a TV too, though.
He had a TV, and he stayed in there through wintry mix. He had some propane heaters and stuff. It was a 12-foot by 10-foot tent, where he's 12-foot by 10-foot tent. He spent 23 hours a day there for almost 2 fucking months.
Yep, it says he only left to use the bathroom and shower, basically.
He spent most of his days watching Netflix while wrapped in his sleeping bag, only leaving the roof, like you said, to use the restroom and shower.
That's it. I mean, what are you going to... I don't know. I mean, I guess he must live a pretty luxurious life if he can just be up on his roof all the time.
Maybe he's got a tin can and a string down to the bar that he lives. Or was it a bar?
Yeah, it was like a bar pub kind of thing.
Maybe he's got a tin can on a string down to the through the roof that he can just continue to manage from there.
Well, it sounds like he had Wi-Fi, so that's the most important thing.
Yeah, that is important. Yeah. He said if the Bengals didn't win a game this year, he'd come down when the season was over and go back up week 1 next year.
Yeah, nobody wants to spend the entire winter and the whole summer.
He says, I'm so ready to come down. It's miserable up here. He said, I did not plan on being up here this long. This definitely wasn't no business move, I can tell you that. The only reason I'm even up here is to silence the hater's mouth. I never want anyone to be able to say that I wasn't a man of my word.
They take it seriously there in Cincinnati.
And they threw him a celebratory beer shower outside the bar afterwards.
Way to go. Way to be a stubborn-ass Midwesterner.
Exactly. And the last quote is here, I'm glad. I don't feel like I'm in prison now. Self-elected prison. What the fuck is wrong with Bengals fans? They're not even good. Not even good.
That's why they have to do all these side shenanigans to keep themselves hopeful.
But it's not even it's not, what hope is it driving? What hope is there? There's no hope. There's no hope.
So look at how he shifted the expectations. Like you and me, our expectations is, all right, Pack, let's get to the playoffs. Bengals? All right, Bengals, let's get that first win.
All right, Bengals, let's not try to have the first draft pick again this year.
See, those are very different sets of expectations.
I mean, I guess.
Anyway, time to move on to this week's PrimeTime Picks. And we're looking at Thursday, which is we have the Jets headed to Baltimore to face the Ravens. Yeah, this is pretty much a gimme for the flock. They're going to beat them at home. They're going to beat them on the road. They're going to beat them anywhere they face.
I'm not saying it's an exhibition game, but it's not.
It's not.
It's not hard.
So then the Titletown game this week comes on at Sunday at 1 o'clock. We've got the Bears headed up to Lambeau, quick drive, to face the Green Bay Packers.
Go Pack and fuck the Bears.
Yeah, you betcha. I'll take the Pack.
Also easy.
Now, the primetime game on Sunday, I think, is an interesting matchup. We've got the Bills, who've had a surprising run throughout this whole season, facing off against the Steelers, who are on a remarkable comeback of their own.
Give me the Steelers, man.
They are playing in Pittsburgh, but I believe in these Bills. I'm going to take Buffalo.
I don't know, man. The Steelers are one of those comeback teams. I don't know why. It's just I think they're on a roll here.
They are on a roll, but I think the Bills, they want that playoff berth so bad, and they're going to do what they got to do to get it.
Everybody wants a playoff berth real bad.
Just saying.
Well.
And then last but not least, we got the Monday night game, Colts versus Saints in New Orleans. I mean, the Colts just got beat by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
It's not a good look. It's not what you want.
Especially at home, going down there. Go ahead and give me the Saints, baby.
It's not really a hard choice, actually.
You got the Saints, too?
Of course. Here's what I want to do. I want to give you a dumpster fire game, and you tell me who wins it.
All right, lay it on me.
Dolphins, Giants.
Ooh.
Dolphins 3-10, Giants 2-11.
That's crazy.
They're bad. Yeah, they're not very good.
They are playing in New York. Fuck it. Give me the Dolphins. I will regret this later, but give me the Dolphins.
You can have them, dude. I probably would pick the same thing. But it's cold in New York, so who knows? Actually, New Jersey, right?
Yeah, it's
East
New
Rutherford.
Jersey.
East Rutherford.
New Jersey. All right.
Bunch of damn liars.
I'm going to give you a game that could be a good one. One that I'm predisposed to hope goes a certain way. But I'm talking about the Vikings versus the Chargers.
I knew you were going to pick that one.
In California. Now, I'm predisposed to pretty much hate on the Purple People Eaters.
Yeah.
And a loss for them would mean an extra buffer for us.
And that would be really nice. I would really appreciate having that extra game. We're up on them by one game right now. It'd be really nice to be up on them by 2 games. I mean, they beat the Lions, not necessarily convincingly, but they beat the Lions. And the Chargers are coming off an ass whooping of the Jags, but the Jags, despite their 4-9 record, they might be the worst team in the league. I'm going to go ahead and make the pick that is best for us. I'm gonna pick the Bolts, man.
There it is.
I'm not biased or anything. I'm just, I just fucking hate everybody in the NFC North besides the Packers.
There it is. And with that, you've been listening to Gettin Cheezy with Van and Jeezy.
I am Van.
And I'm Jeezy.
Check us out everywhere. Facebook, SoundCloud, YouTube, Twitter, Stitcher, Google Play Music, iTunes, YouTube, whatever else I haven't said. CheezyPodcast.com. We're everywhere.
We are everywhere. Check out our website. Check us out where podcasts are. Check us out on social media.
iHeartRadio, yeah, them too.
If you want to, you can hit us up on a phone.
You can, which would be at 980-2-CHEEZY with a Z, or, numerically, 980-224-3399.
Fudging right, player.
And we're still in business here because after last week, we didn't even get audited by the IRS.
Still hanging on by the skin of our teeth.
Just don't anybody call them, please.
Or recommend that any of your IRS friends listen to our show.
Yeah, please don't.
At least not that episode. They can listen to all the others.
Thanks for tuning in, everybody.
Okay, love you. Bye.
Bye-bye now.